Glastonbury performer Bob Vylan sparked chants of death to the IDF while on stage on Saturday afternoon. The musician was streamed live on the BBC ahead of Kneecap's highly anticipated performance. They decided not to air the Irish rap trio live and instead said their show would be put online at a later date. It came amid calls from Keir Starmer for Kneecap to be removed from the lineup. However, Glastonbury bosses made the decision to keep them at the festival, which attracted a massive crowd. So many fans flocked to the West Holts stage while duo Bob Vylan was on, that the area became too full to allow any more people in. During their performance, Bob Vylan showed their support for Palestine as a large message appeared on the screen behind them. It read, "Free Palestine. United Nations have called it a genocide. The BBC calls it a conflict." Bobby called out chants "Free Free Palestine" and "Death Death to the IDF, Israel Defense Forces," as the large crowd shouted it back. He then said, "From the river to the sea Palestine must be, will be, free." The duo shared their support for Kneecap as they said, "Recently a list was released of people trying to stop our mates Kneecap from performing here today. And who do I see on that effing list, but that bald-headed C I used to effing work for." He spoke about a colleague at a record company he used to work at, which was met by loud boos from the crowd. The singer later told the crowd, "We're seeing some effed up things in the world. We're seeing the UK and the US be complicit in war crimes and genocide happening over there to the Palestinian people. And I know we're on the BBC, we're not going to say anything crazy. Leave that for them lads, you know what I mean. But unfortunately we have seen a strange reaction to people that come out and voice support for Palestine. Even though anybody with any moral compass can surely see that what is happening over there in Gaza is a tragedy." Bobby added, "We are not pacifist punks here over at Bob Vylan Enterprises. We are the violent punks, because sometimes, you have to get your message across with violence because that is the only language some people speak." Bob Vylan received huge support from those at the stage at Glastonbury as well as online, while some others disagreed with their message on social media. One person commented, "Isn't it supposed to be a music content?" Another added, "This is nothing but vile." Police have since said they are monitoring footage from the stage that both Bob Vylan and Kneecap performed on. Avon and Somerset Police posted on X, "We are aware of the comments made by acts on the West Holts stage at Glastonbury Festival this afternoon. Video evidence will be assessed by officers to determine whether any offences may have been committed that would require a criminal investigation." The conflict has now claimed the lives of more than 56,000 Palestinians, as reported by Gaza's health ministry, which does not differentiate between civilians and combatants. The ministry states that more than half of the dead were women and children. About 50 hostages remain in Gaza, with less than half believed to be alive. They were among around 250 hostages taken during a Hamas attack on Israel on 7 October 2023, igniting an attack that has lasted for 21 months. Hamas has consistently stated its willingness to release all hostages in return for an end to the Gaza war. However, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu insists he will only cease hostilities once Hamas is disarmed and exiled, a proposition the group has refused.